Yeah.
there's something of an almost like a stoic sense to some of what you're preaching. Has that been an influence for you at all?
Interestingly, I came across Stoicism last year.
Yeah,
Um, maybe before then, because I probably came across Marcus Aurelius's Meditations before that.
yeah,
But Epictetus and his discourses and the Enchiridion came across that last year. But it just resonated with the things that I was doing as a therapist.
yeah,
Obviously, there's certain things that we have control over, our decision making, our boundary, what we accept
mm,
in
mm,
psychological boundary by going win-win. Yes, we'll have some of that. Win, lose, fuck off. We don't want any of that. So that was kind of the stuff that I was talking about when I was working in the health center up until 2010. And then coming across Epictetus and is what's within our control is the will, and anything else that we don't have control over, yeah, it does kind of influence it.
yeah.
But
Well, because also a lot of the things that are making us not okay are so often outside of our control. I
yeah,
speak to healers and practitioners of some pretty out there stuff, as you know, on a weekly basis, and it's and again, I'm not looking to disparage any of these methods that are designed to help with these things, but it strikes me that so much of what ails people are things out of their control, even to the point of what we might call ridiculous. So, like, well, a past life of mine did this thing, and that's why I have this going on. And I'm not saying whether or not I think that's true. I think that's irrelevant. But like, I now have something more that's outside of my control that's already happened, if it did happen, that I can sort of assign my woes to. You know?
as you say, there's probably a grain of truth in all that. That was a contributing factor to what triggered you to feel a certain way. But then you were in charge of how you felt afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. I love something of Wayne Dyer's. Got me through a hard time. I just had surgery. I lost the flat I was in. I lost my business, and I just had my cat put to sleep. And this is at Christmas. Um, so not the best of times. And I was listening, like I think they call them quantum moments or some shit like that. And because I remember it clearly that New Year's Eve would have been 2009, coming into 2010, I think. The Classic FM used to play, the gongs of Big Ben. And just before that, it was the 1812 Overture, finishing with a canon version as well, which is like one of my favorite pieces of classical music. Went into that, and then it's a new year. And I think I was listening to Wayne Dyer's um, Excuses Be Gone. And he was telling that Taoist story about um, the farmer and what we don't know what is good and bad. You know that one?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Um,
We'll see that one. We'll see.
yeah, it's like the horses
Yeah,
fuck off and
yeah,
then like come back and he breaks his leg and all that.
that's right.
Everybody listening to this, you know that story anyway, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure, the Taoist farmer. And that's switched something in my head because I had been in victim mode going, fucking hell, like, ugh. And then I realized it was probably the push I needed to move on to what, because I've been like grumbling about working in this health centre because it had changed completely how it was. And it's like, I'd wanted to move. The universe went, well, you want to move? There you go, fuck off. Give me a kick up the arse.